Cape Fear History and Mysteries. A house divided against itself cannot stand. I believe this government cannot endure permanently, half slave and half free. I do not expect the Union to be dissolved. I do not expect the house to fall. But I do expect it will cease to be divided.
Civil rights, Civil War. This is Dr. Jamie Martinez, an associate professor at the University of North Carolina at Pembroke.
One of the things I've studied a lot is the Confederate government's use of enslaved labor during the Civil War. They had a serious manpower challenge because just in terms of basic people, the population of the Union states outnumbered the population of the Confederate states by at least 4 to 1. And so they had to figure out a way to get the labor they needed to both keep the farms going so they could feed the army, but then also do all of the work that the army needed. And one of the things the army needed was people to dig trenches and build fortifications. And they had soldiers do it, and the soldiers complained over and over again. They did not sign up for the army to dig ditches. They signed up for the army because they wanted to fight. And so they often, the different generals would bring in slaves from their surrounding communities, sometimes with the cooperation of the planters and sometimes without the cooperation of the planters. They would just arrive and take the slaves.
Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. I am naturally anti-slavery. If slavery is not wrong, nothing's wrong. What I do say is that no man is good enough to govern another man.
The people who I was interested in had no value to the United States government in the late 19th century, and that is something that I often tell my students. Like, this is a story where we're finding people who in previous generations were considered not even worth talking about, and trying to recreate and recover at least a little of their experiences. And that's what good historians do whenever possible. And so that's why this story is important to me.
That on the first day of January in the year of our Lord, 1863, all persons held as slaves within any state or designated part of a state, the people whereof shall then be in rebellion against the United States, shall be then, thenceforward, and forever free.